Yo guys, what is going on? And today we're going to be reacting to some impossible odds.
These moments had a 1 in a million chance of happening. Dropping things isn't a
Whoa.
big deal on land, but if you're out in open waters, good luck getting your hat back. I thought he might turn the boat around, but he tried a more unique
That's
approach
so cool.
instead. I don't know if he was aiming for the net
What's happening
or not,
here?
but kicking the ball into the trees definitely won't help. And again, if you're lucky enough, anything could happen.
Oh!
Out on a snowboard, you'll stay down for a bit. That's mostly true anyway. Makes you wonder if this is just skill or plain luck.
What a fox.
Losing a wheel in the middle of a race can be pretty dangerous, but instead of causing a crash, this wheel decided to go home. All it took was
What?
a slow roll down the hill and a perfect
That's
jump.
so cool.
Some people have incredible skills. This isn't one of this man's. I know that's hard to believe after this amazing display,
I
but
just,
just look at the
I just
confusion on
don't
his
understand
face.
how
He has
people
no
are this like
idea how he
talented.
did
Like
that.
this reminds me of like this is like stuff that would only be like you would only see this if it was caught on camera. It's like I was in my flat and basically I saw through my window another flat and they had their window open and I saw a magpie go onto the windowsill and it literally waited for another magpie to fly down and land on the windowsill next to it, and then one magpie went into the window into like the flat's kitchen and came out with just a loaf of bread whilst the other one just like watched and like was watching out. And yeah, it just flew out in a loaf of bread and just flew off. And it was one of those times where like there was absolutely no one about. Like it's only my word that it happened, and there was absolutely no one about. And I was literally looking around, just like, how did no one see that? And it was basically like lunchtime, and it's just silent, and just me standing there in my kitchen looking out my window. It was so strange.
Guy was absolutely sure he'd just thrown his food on the floor, but
Oh.
that was just his perspective. That couldn't have ended better for him. Fishing typically requires lots of skill.
Oh, Jesus.
Most of the time, anyway. This guy would say it's the easiest thing in the world, but fish don't normally catch themselves for you. He just got lucky. This guy was all set to perform a backwards full
What's
court
happening
shot.
here?
The ball was on target, which is more than most of us could hope for.
Oh.
But instead of landing the perfect shot, he just missed it in the most
That's so
incredible way
impressive.
possible. We all
Jesus.
like treats, but
Oh,
this girl
no,
wasn't
no,
expecting hers
no.
to be taken away like
Oh.
that. Better luck next time, I guess.
Oh,
Don't
that
try
is
this at home.
disgusting.
Seriously, the chances of throwing a hammer
like
in
one
the
time
air
I had
and
a
having
seagull
land
land
like
on me.
that are little to none. I guess that's one way of getting the job done. Trick shots take practice, but not
I'm
even
sick
the
at pool.
greatest pool players are capable of this shot. It was pretty unfair for the ball to bounce out, but he was rewarded in the end.
That was
We all
sick.
wish mistakes worked out
What's this
way.
guy doing?
The first mistake was the
Skate
guy
free
heading
vibes.
straight towards him. The second
Oh.
was falling off the board.
That is
We've all seen some
impressive.
great ski stunts. Usually they're done on
Oh.
purpose. This one, not so
That was
much.
a close one. Jesus.
The umpire usually doesn't get involved with the ball, but
Oh.
with this impossible shot, he didn't really have much choice. It's like the ball had a mind of its own. Some people are really good at
That's so
taking
cool.
an opportunity when it comes to them. This guy did that in a literal
Oh.
way. When a bird flew a little too close to him, he took his chance. You've got
That's
to wonder how
impressive.
many times these kids tried this
Oh,
before.
I'm sick at
This
frisbees.
is the definition
I'm
of a
sick at
perfect
throwing a
shot.
frisbee.
No doubt about it. The best Jenga strategy
Oh.
anyone has is to play
Oh.
it safe. Don't
Oh.
do what this man's trying. You'll
Oh.
never win. Well, not unless you have the skills of a ninja
That's
like
so
him.
impressive.
There's a fine line between perfect timing and bad luck. Just a few
Oh, I think I've
seconds
seen this.
extra
Oh,
and their tricks could
jeez,
have
I
been
think- yeah,
ruined.
I've
But
seen that
somehow
before.
they managed to miss each other by the
Jesus.
tiniest of margins. Anyone who's ever gone bowling before knows how
What's the
unfortunate
bowling
this
doing?
is. That's not the way you want the pins to look. There's
Oh.
just no way to get them all. Unless you're a bowling wizard like
That's
this kid,
impressive.
then you can do anything. If you're working out this way, it's vital to have strong equipment. Otherwise, something like this
Oh,
can happen. But then he was never
jeez.
expecting things to
Dude,
turn out
wow.
that way. But I'll bet he's glad it did. We often see more than we think
What's
we
happening
do.
here?
I don't think this guy knew he was watching. But the moment the clock fell,
Oh.
he jumped into action. That's what I call a perfect save.
I'm a bad boy.
Sometimes the least favorable situations lead to the greatest of victories. When all else fails, just
Oh.
swing it. You never know, it might even work. Ever had a close call? Not as close as
Oh.
this one. After seeing this, you'll never play baseball without your helmet again. You could say she was staring death in the face. It's the
Jesus
little things that
Christ.
count. The world isn't perfect, but if the life of just one drop pizza can be saved, that makes it all worth it. Ever been whitewater rafting? Everyone
No.
who's tried it knows how terrifying it is.
Oh.
Here you can see why. Just imagine if he didn't flip all the way around.
Yeah!
If you thought ping pong was repetitive, think again. I'll bet that was
Oh,
the
table
last
tennis
thing
is
his opponent was
sick.
expecting.
I'm awful at table tennis.
This rapper was lucky enough to be caught on camera when this magical moment happened to him. At least he had the option to keep his hat the second time round. Never mind. In case you don't watch football, I'm here to tell you that penalties don't usually look like this. But I wish they did. The odds were definitely stacked against him. But this is goal defending at its finest.
Goal.
This guy was happy about his baseball skills and decided to end his batting with a flourish. But his full potential was revealed by mistake when the bat amazingly came to a standstill on its head. The first rule of sport is never take your eye off the ball. That's even more true if you're a goalkeeper. I guess this one was a bit too
gonna go in, it's gonna go in.
The ball slowly bouncing
yeah!
in. Here's a kid discovering he
Go
has
team.
a unique talent. I don't know what else to call it. Nobody else could pull off a shot like that, but he doesn't just do it once. He pulls it off again with the very next ball.
That was impressive.
He seems just as shocked as everyone else. In sport, everything
doing
can
that on
change in the
purpose.
blink of an eye. That seems to be what happened here. Who would have thought that blocking the ball could lead to such confusion? There have been so many great catches in baseball, but this one's definitely up there with the greats. Nobody
baseball
even
one to be
realized
really
he
dull.
caught the ball. I wonder if he meant to do that. Contestants have to stop the clock as close as they can to 9.91 seconds. Check out how this guy nails the perfect score. If you thought reaching the other side of the pit was impossible, this guy just proved otherwise. Never in a million years
how
would
do
I
you
have
get
thought
into
that's
this
humanly
sport?
possible. There's a fine line between great
You're just
stunts
one
and
day
horrible
jumping.
accidents. This snowboarder found that out the hard way. How many times can you spin around before you start getting dizzy? Now try landing a basketball shot. Or better yet, you could try doing it like this guy. I don't know how, but I can watch it forever.
He's got a strong
You'll
back.
never win a football match if you don't know where the ball is. But sometimes things just fall into place. Like the ball fell into this player's arms without him even realizing. It didn't matter. He still got the points. Ice skating can be dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. He can clearly skate. It's the showing off he has a problem with.
Jesus.
No matter how much you prepare for something, things aren't guaranteed to go well. But once in a while, they actually do.
That's awesome.
Holy moly.
It doesn't matter how many times you practice something, it's bound to go wrong
I got into a coffin.
eventually. But you better hope that when that time comes, you have as much luck as this guy.
I remember that move from Skate 3.
I don't know how many
game
things
was
needed to
awesome.
be perfect for this moment to happen, but they all happened in exactly the right way. And that kid can't believe his luck. Dogs are pretty great escape artists. Surely no dog's getting over that, right?
Dog parkour.
Oh well, better luck next time. Pole vaulting always looks dangerous.
How do you get
Jumping
into this
and big
sport?
sticks aren't a good combination. Nothing ever
How do
goes
you
wrong,
learn
though,
that you
right?
can-
Well,
Jesus.
this pole vaulter had a pretty close call.
How
Luckily,
do you
only
learn
his
you
clothes were harmed.
are into this sport? You're just in the garden with a stick and you're like, oh, I can jump.
If you do the same thing every day, you'll get good at it. But the chances of nailing this on the first
That
attempt
looks like it's
are
in
second
reverse.
to none. Sometimes you're just in the right place at the right time. Who would have thought sitting so close to the court could lead to such great rewards?
Cool.
I wouldn't even know where to start with this Rubik's Cube, but this guy's a pro. He was able to solve it before the other guy even picked up his own. Bowling isn't too complicated, unless you do things like this guy. The way he threw the ball made his chances of getting the final pin almost impossible, until he actually did get it by some sort of luck. I'm not too sure who the lucky one is here. The guy who wiped out on his board, or the girls he nearly crashed his board into? What even were the chances of their steps lining up so perfectly like that? You can already see what's about to happen here. If the hook on the crane falls, both the man and the sports car are in danger, except it missed by an inch. The odds were against that driver for sure. Practice makes perfect, but I think you need some talent too. This girl has both. I don't think I could ever do this, no matter how much practice I get.
It's like some optical illusion.
These two people had no other option than to throw their mattress off the building, but they definitely never expected it to work this well.
That was satisfying.
We've seen basketball trick shots before, and we've seen water bottle tricks too. But have you seen them combined? Probably not. That's just a little too difficult to pull off,
wasn't needed in that one.
unless you're this guy. It's not so easy to surf next to someone like
He's
that.
gonna surf
Amazing
twice.
skills always help. This man saw a wipeout as an opportunity to try out something new.
Well guys, if you did like that, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.